Lego on their social media on Twitter today, specifically that I'm talking about, went out and they tweeted this thing. This is News on a Tuesday, and today we have a few just minor things to talk about that are super important in your world, which may or may not be something that you're interested in, but more than likely, if you are interested in the plastic brick, this is probably right up your alley. So the first thing we need to talk about today is the Disney brickheads. Disney brickheads. We have a pair that are coming your way that are officially revealed. We actually have more than a pair, but my favorite pair actually has to be the, WALL-E. Oh my God. The WALL-E brickheads. Can you tell me more? Yes, I can tell you more. WALL-E and Evie, the brickheads that are revealed, super duper impressive. They are going to be coming out the 1st of March. Evie looks incredible. I think it looks spot on to what she is, and she does float. So they do use a transclear brick that holds her up. WALL-E looks okay. I think it actually could be better. He's got his little plant and he's got his little toolbox. I can't watch WALL-E anymore. It's too depressing in my own mind. However, you might be somebody who's like, you know what? I love this. So that is coming. We have Cruella and Maleficent. Cruella. Yeah, I don't like Cruella. Maleficent, I'd take you, leave you. You're not my favorite, but whatever. But Cruella, man, this brickheads looks incredible. I can't wait to see how this is built. It is definitely like the bottom, not her head, but the bottom of this thing is definitely studs on the side looking at it. Full on. Can't wait to see how it's done. It's going to be incredible. I don't care what anybody says. It's going to be an incredible brickhead. Brickheads, I guess. Maleficent, okay, you got some cool stuff. Not a big fan there. The other one that we get is Moana and Merida. And Merida's hair is incredible. I love the way that it is done. Moana is not bad. The leaves around the top of the head. I like that. The little scepter that's going on. I think these are okay. The fact that the latter two are $20 and the above with WALL-E is a $15 set. I think these are okay. I think the price point is perfect for what you're getting. Obviously, this is brickheads. It's not like they're like, you know what? We're going to take all your money that we can because we know you're going to spend it right here with us. That's never been a thing. I think the brickheads team knows what they're up against, and I think they know, well, obviously they have a set price point. They're not building a $100 brickhead set. Let's be honest there. That is not a thing that happens very often. Next thing that we need to talk about, there's a GWP coming, believe it or not, right? Every single month there's like 10 GWPs. We're in February, something's coming. It's a matter of when. There is an ambulance rescue 40582, and this thing is coming on supposedly February 10th. So you have a few days, depending on when you're listening to this. If you're listening to it in 2025, you're 2 years too late, but congratulations on you coming here. However, because this thing's a little bit larger, it has 162 pieces, do not expect the threshold to be under $120. I'm just telling you right now. It's probably going to be closer to more $150. My only question is, because it is a city-themed build, are you going to have to spend that money on city themes? We've seen this with GWPs in the past where you got to spend a certain amount in general, or do you have to spend a certain amount in specific themes? So the question becomes, is it going to be, I don't have that specific information, but if I do, I'll pop it out on the social medias, or I don't think we'll do an episode on it. However, it looks great. You have a four-wheel vehicle here, which has a really weird open front end. It's supposed to be like a Jeep or something like that. You do have 2 minifigs that are your rescuers. They do have a stretcher. You have a mountain biker, and you have a tiny, super duper little set build that comes with a biker and a, if you will, a log. However, I'm not the biggest fan on the way this looks. I think the front wheels being kind of naked in the way that it's shot on the packaging and stuff. Not my favorite thing. However, if you're a city collector, if you're a completionist for city, this is something you're going to need in your collection. The question becomes, what are you going to need to spend? My guess is between 120, 150 USD. It's probably going to be around the same for euros. British pounds is obviously going to be a little bit less, and everywhere else, you have a ballpark for where your things are as far as your sets and price and stuff like that. But I do love what it has to offer. I'm not going to hate. Next up, I got to give you a reminder. If you are a Bionicle fan, you have until February 9th to be able to get your Tehu and Takua GWP set, your free set. You only have to spend $95, 95 euros, 95 British pounds. City, Monkey Kid, Ninjago, Friends, Dots, Creator 3-in-1, and Classic. That is what will get you this beauty. Do it. Just do it. Do it for yourself. If you're a Bionicle fan, do it. And here's the other thing. Me as somebody that's like, well, if you're a reseller, if you're somebody that's like, you know what, I'm going to buy this and in 5 years it's going to turn into something. What you need to do is you need to get it now because it's going to blow up. Now, the other thing that you need to think about is this. Just because there's an audience for it doesn't mean the audience doesn't outgrow it or outage it. Let's say, for instance, you buy, you were somebody that bought football cards in the 1990s of the Buffalo Bills and the Dallas Cowboys. Big teams that were always in. You got your prime guys in there. And you go to resell them now, you're probably not going to make as much as what you could have maybe a decade ago. I'm not saying you can't, but you need to keep that in mind. You need to keep in mind who you're selling to. If you're selling to Bionicle fans when they're 50, you're probably not going to do too well. Let's be honest. The nostalgia factor only goes so far. I say that, and I'm a person, I've gotten heavy into the action figure game. I say heavy. I wouldn't even say heavy. I've gotten into it for nostalgia purposes. Things that I enjoy, things that I grew up with my childhood, things I'm still waiting on. And, you throw your money at that. You're like, yeah, I'm into that or whatever. Lego, I've got a lot of the things that I was into as a kid. A lot. There are other things I'm like, I cannot pay $200 for a 100-piece set. Cannot do it. Now, I'm being a little over the top, but you get where my point is, right? However, so you have until February 9th to pick up the Bionicle GWP. If you want it, you better do it. They're not going to run out. I can promise you that. So do not be like, oh my God, what is going to happen? You'll be fine. So the next thing that we have to talk about on the docket, Lego on their social media on Twitter today, specifically that I'm talking about, went out and they tweeted this thing. They went out and said, we're going to throw out this teaser. And here's what it said in quotations, by the way. And now at last it comes, time to see the journey through. What is now in pieces will be built anew, end quote. And then it says, will you be able to resist? And in the quick, I think it was a 3-second video, you have a minifig in the background, like mid-torso and legs, and a ring is dropped. A Lego gold ring is dropped. It's one of those things, and that's all it was. However, those of you that were super close into it were looking, you're like, I've seen it all over Reddit, all over social media in general. People are picking this thing apart. They're like, do you see in the reflection? I see in the reflection. Now, I talked to a few people today and so Lord of the Rings fans, and they said, oh my God, that's Rivendell. I don't know. I mean, it looks like it. It looks very close like it. I mean, this is in a Lego version, so I mean, honestly, it could be. It doesn't mean it is, but I have to admit, I see where they're coming at from this. I don't disagree. Now, here's the thing. So we already got Lord of the Rings brickheads, and people were like, oh, there's more coming. So what if Rivendell popped out? What if it was like Rivendell was like, here, right now, it's coming, it's popular, it's hitting, it's happening. What if? I think people would lose their minds. I think it would be one of those things where people are, oh my God, I need 3 of them. Now, we don't know the size, we don't know the scale or anything. This could be like a Houses of the World type build that's going on here. Or it could be like a 500-piece set, something like that. Either way, the reflection of that thing looks pretty darn cool. And if you haven't had an opportunity, I suggest you go take a peek at it super fast, because if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you're going to be taking in as much detail as you can. Somebody has taken that video, that still shot, and has blown it up 10 million times. It was like, I see this and that and this and that. I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I hope you see things that you enjoy, because I see a building in a ring. I know it's Lord of the Rings. It's a gold ring. And I see a building that I believe is Rivendell. So power to those of you that have, prognosticator of prognosticators abilities, if you get that reference there. However, I hope you enjoyed News on A Tues. That's going to wrap things up. And I will talk to you guys next time.